Hello, my name is Margarita, and the topic I'm going to reflect upon is the cross-cultural communication and stereotyping. First of all, I would like to begin by saying communication is an ability that all human beings have. It involves body gestures, face gestures, the language, the intonation. All of these aspects are very important in order to have a successful communication. We need to be alert, pay attention to how people express themselves, especially with the cross-cultural communication where we are addressing people from other cultures, where we cannot impose the way that we are expected to communicate. We need to, for example, ask for permission. Is it okay if I say this? Uh, will this bother you? We need to pay attention to their point of view, not just ours. Here in Mexico, I don't think it's a significant situation because we are all from the same culture. The only difference could be when we have a person from the metropolitan area communicating with a person from an urban community. They use different expressions. They're not used to the same form of communicating. Maybe the way they address people, is it a little bit more formal or informal? It all depends. But on the other hand, in the US, it could be a bigger matter. Why? Because we have people from different cultures everywhere you go, especially at workplaces. Right here, they have special norms for people to communicate in a certain way in order to not offend anyone and be able to express themselves. Another thing could be when you travel abroad. Here, we need to be very observant and follow or imitate the locals in order to, for they can appreciate that you are there and you are going to respect them. For example, in Italy, with the Italians, they are very expressive. They use hand gestures, they use different tone of voice. Um, it's very informal, I would say, the way they communicate. And it could be easier for us. If we go to England, on the other hand, it would be with monotone. We need to be more respectful and be careful not to offend anyone. So there are many aspects that we have to consider in order to have a good communication, not imposing, first of all. And this brings me to the other part of my reflection, that is stereotyping, like I just did with the Italians and the English people, where I did it, but not in an offensive way. First of all, stereotyping. What is stereotyping? Stereotyping is there are some fixed images or impressions that are from a social group. Most of the time, they are rough and negative generalizations because people don't understand or they're not willing to understand the other cultures. They don't want to investigate real facts. They just go by what they hear by secondhand sources. And most of the time, these secondhand sources give us wrong information. Uh, a big problem would be the mass media, where they're always giving us wrong information. They are always making fun of other cultures, and people think this is amusing, but it's not. It's hurtful and wrong. So stereotyping is a thing that we need to change. It's changing little by little, but we have to put a little bit more effort into it. And respect people, first of all. If we want to be respected, we need to respect them. So even in the same culture, they have stereotyping. Depending on the economic situation, depending on if, for example, in the US, if there's blonde, brunettes, they are all stereotyped in a certain way. And we have to remember all of this is hurtful. So we need to eliminate it and make a change. Thank you.